You also make music. How does creating music blend with the entire process of
Hmm.
creating music videos or creating anime content or even scripting for a video?
It's funny because I got a comment on a video not too long ago where somebody was like, shout out to that person. Somebody was like, when you speak, obviously I don't know the comment for verbatim, but they basically said when you're doing these videos and you're talking, the way you do the music, and it's not like I'm recording it over any music. I put the music on after, but they're like the way you speak is almost like you're rapping, which causes it to have this chill effect when I'm watching the video, which is interesting because indirectly I apply the techniques that I already have from doing music to these videos, and it just comes out naturally. I don't do it with think, well, okay, this is what I do making music, so this is how I'm gonna. It just comes naturally. The same equipment that I use to record my music is the same equipment that I use to so everything is already set up. Um, like I use the same program. I use Final Cut Pro to do anytime I edit my own music videos. I use Final Cut Pro, and the same techniques that I use for that is the same techniques that I use for these anime videos. And all it's done is really aid me in being able to execute better quality content, honestly, over time. And with the script writing and all of that, the script writing, I'm not gonna try to act like writing songs and writing a script has the same thought process because it doesn't. But I write songs pretty fairly quickly, and I write scripts pretty fairly quickly. So yeah.
I know some other creatives that I've spoken to on my channel will talk about how they find ways to incorporate the lessons that they've learned in video design or doing social media stuff and like incorporate it with what their hobby is. But I do feel that music really does go hand in hand with like the YouTube side of content creation and
Facts.
just like learning how to work out of like a DAW like that really does
Fact.
help when you're now editing videos, understanding levels for volume, understanding like when to cut. Like that's something especially that's very important, right? Like you could do so much splicing in music, but it needs to sound natural, and that's trial and error.
That's very true. Like for years, like when I'm editing, when I'm mixing, you got to chop breaths out, and you got to make sure you don't cut off the word too quickly before the breath. So you got to make sure you let the whole sentence play out, and then you could cut off, and then you don't want to cut off the beat. And a lot of that, I apply that to these scripts and stuff like that. So I had somebody, one of my friends asked me like, "Yo, how do you talk so thoroughly through?" And I'm like, "Nigga, I don't sit there and and I don't sit there and just try to read the whole thing perfectly and sit there for an hour reading the same thing. Oh, no, like if I make a mistake, pause for a second, restart over the sentence, and then I cut it off right where I made the mistake. I've had times where it was crazy. I've had times where like I didn't like maybe I said, okay, let's say I'm reading I really like the series Pokemon, but and I messed up what I was about to say. So I'll say I really like the series Pokemon, but the Pokemon series was da 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 da. I like the series Pokemon, so I'll do it again, right? And maybe I didn't like the way I said the first like. So what I'll do is I'll cut out that like, and then I'll cut the like out from the part that I really liked, and then I'll put it in there. So and it sounds like the same. It sounds like I said that actual sentence, but I literally took a word from a re-recording and put it there. I only kind of learned how to do stuff like this efficiently through doing it with the music. So it does go hand in hand. Learning to use the software, learning how to use the DAW, it really, really, really has helped. You know what I mean? And I'm telling you, like some of the videos that people really love from me and stuff like that were videos that it was like 4 o'clock in the morning and I woke up for whatever reason and I just said, let me just watch and do a review for Gunsmith Cats. Pop in the anime, watch it for it's an hour. What is it, an hour and a half, 3 half-hour episodes? I'm like, after every episode, I'm like writing a paragraph of the script. And then next thing you know, by the time it's done, I spend like 15 minutes just getting my thoughts out, doing some quick, because I might have already known most of the information, doing quick, extra little quick uh, searches on more trivia on, okay, it was Chicago, okay, it was done by this person, this guy, Peter Erskine, worked on a lot of the music and he worked with Queen Latifah. And okay, and like in like 2 hours, a whole script was done for the show. And then another people really, really, it didn't get a crazy amount of views on them, but a lot of people, most of the people that saw it, they loved that video and the whole thing was done in by before 10 o'clock in the morning. So, and I'm only able to do that because more so the production side of it, as far as the recording of the audio and getting the audio done and editing the actual video, that comes from me knowing what clips to use with music videos and stuff like that. You know what I mean? The way you want it to flow with the music, like this goes hand in hand, bro. It goes hand in hand as far as stylistically, like the way the content looks and feels and the vibe that it gives to the viewer, but also the efficiency of actually being able to execute a quality product in a decent amount of time.
Yeah, you really can't cut any corners when it comes to creating content. That was a tongue twister, but yeah, it's trial and error, but also like there is always value in like creating those habits, and just even you explaining the script writing process for you. I know some people like they can't do segments of creating a script. They'll have to like marathon a series, come back to it maybe a second time after writing a primary script and a secondary script. But like I find that when you spend so much time creating that script and you're spending so much time away from the series, you may lose something. I think there's value
Yeah,
definitely in scripting as you're watching.
I don't like that. I just like to just write my script within literally while it's like within an hour of it being done like that. I like for the script to be done. Now, I'm not saying you don't write a word and you just watch the show and then you write the script in an hour, but like as you're going through it, you need to know, I write down what episodes I want to take clips from. I write down, so as I'm going through it, I'm writing the script because it needs to just be fresh. It needs to be fresh thoughts. You know what I mean? You can't be coming back to it a week later or working on it over the course of a week. But that's, everybody's different though, right? Some people really take this analysis stuff seriously. So
Yeah, maybe they should lighten up a bit on that front. But
facts. That's a whole nother topic because a lot of that stuff is not even very entertaining to watch. You know what I mean? You dissecting a whole character for like 30 minutes, bro. But
yo, let me tell you something. Honestly, I thought at first it was cool to see people like me liking characters that I used to think about all day when I was at school and stuff and waiting for the next chapter to come out or the next episode. But then slowly it dawned on me, and I think it kind of happened as I left anime and I came back to it. Also, I started getting older in life, but
yeah,
it, there's no way in hell you're spending 30 minutes on a video talking about some manga chapter that I read in like 12 minutes. It's not that
fact.
deep. And I don't even think the mangaka is looking at these characters as deep as they do.
That so,
Some of these anitubers are making
but,
content to impress other anitubers.
but bro, it's also like, again, like there's this trend. Maybe somebody had the idea to do it and they did it organically and authentically, and they just felt something in their gut that I want to do this. They had a thought and just decided to do this. And then when it caught wind, everybody wants to do analysis. Everybody wants to break down characters. Everybody wants to break down what the deep plot of this series really meant. What is the true meaning? On everybody wants to do that all of a sudden, and it's just like, bro, yeah, yeah.
I don't know. It's never that deep, but it's okay. Who am I to tell people how to enjoy the stuff that they enjoy?